It's Hot Mike with Hutton and Withrow, where daily we discuss the National Football League and the push for the postseason. In the AFC, plenty of teams trying to jockey for positioning. In the NFC, well, the best teams in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles and San Francisco 49ers.
Well, hold on, Hutton. Not just those teams, but how about the Detroit Lions is one of the best teams in the NFL? Other shows may not mention that or talk about it. We will.
We are on board with Detroit. Subscribe to the podcast. Join us each day for Hot Mike with Hutton and Withrow across the Outkick Network. We discuss the NFL, college football, and the top headlines from Outkick.com.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to kind of talk on jury duty a little bit. I've talked on jury duty before. In fact, I think I did like a whole story time on my very first jury duty experience. And yeah, it was not fun at all. If I can, recap that story, like a little minor version, not like a full-fledged, like long version like how I did back then. But if I could give you guys a little recap of that experience doing jury duty. So you get this piece of paper in the mail. It's like one of those like little hard, like it's a hard piece of paper. It ain't one of them like little soft kinds. You get this like hard piece of paper. It's like it's like a flyer almost kind of. But anyways, you get it and it's letting you know that you have been summoned for jury duty. So you gotta go online, fill out all this stuff, and then they give you your court date, blah blah blah. So anyways, they do all that. I go there. They have me sitting in this courthouse, right? Courthouse. They had me sitting in there for I think it was like maybe 7, 8 that morning, all the way until like maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you're sitting there for a full days of work, bro. A full days of work doing nothing. And then they decided at the last like maybe hour or so, like maybe not even that, like maybe last half hour, like just a good old 30 minutes, then that's when they send you to your courtroom and then they get the case started and they start discussing and talking all over all that stuff. So anyways, yeah, so they have me do that. And then the next day, then that's when they have it when you're in the courtroom like the whole day, figuring all this stuff out and things. And my thing is this, I'm like, I don't even know why a whole jury had to be there for this. I'm like, my thing is this, I'm gonna talk on how my little philosophy on how jury duty should be. But anyways, so they had me sitting in there the whole day listening to this couple's like domestic violence thing. And the thing is this, I am 100% against domestic violence. I think whoever is causing it, they need to be in jail for whatever, but anyways, so they have me in there listening to, like them giving they two sides of the story and all that stuff. And then it got to the lunchtime. There wasn't like because like the courtroom is like, it's crazy because it was next to a mall. This mall, I'm trying to think, was that Wingstop? I don't remember finding that Wingstop. I found an ice cream shop. I sat there and had ice cream for lunch, bro. Versus because this was at the time when I was working at that cafe. Versus eating some real food, I had to have ice cream for lunch, bro. And I wasn't with that. I wasn't with having ice cream, not being able to work, not being able to. So then it got all the way to the final few moments of the court case, right? And then that's when they was like, can juror number 7 stand up? I'm juror number 7. All right, so let me go ahead. Or no, they was all like, can juror number 7 approach the judge? However it goes. So anyways, I'm approaching the judge, and then they're all like, oh yeah, you've been, since you was an alternate juror, you're allowed to leave at this moment and stuff. And like, thank you for your time. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, all right, cool. It wasn't until I started heading home and I'm like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me they had me there for these 2 days? I didn't even get to this. So they had to call and tell me that the dude was found not guilty. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, time out. You mean to tell me, all right? Because I think it probably would have been because I was already thinking in my head, I'm like, nah, this dude did it. The way he's looking, this man is mad, upset, frustrated. He got everything running through his mind. No, that man does not want, no, he's sick and tired of being sick and tired. So anyways, he goes, so yeah, they ended up finding him not guilty. I most likely, if I had been there, I probably would have found him guilty because I'm like, nah, that man. Or, well, no, I take that back. If everybody in there would have said, because I'm curious on how they found him not guilty. But at the same time, I probably, if I would have been there and everybody else is saying not guilty, just so I don't have to, be there for any extended days, yeah, we're going to go ahead and go with the majority of the people and stuff. But yeah, I was all like, that was such a wild experience. And I think they only gave me I'm trying to think. It wasn't equivalent to how much I would have made even as much as I would have made if this would have been during this time of me being a content creator, like during the pandemic and stuff. And I wouldn't even have made as much money as I made. I make more money being a content creator than sitting in jury duty. And I by far made more money working at the cafe than doing jury duty. So I'm like, fam, what is the reason? Because I'm like, I see it as this. How jury duty should be, it needs to be a full-blown job, bro. Like, if people are willing to sit there and be that type of person, then okay. But to just randomly pick and choose random people, you don't know what they got going on in their life. Because from back then all the way up until now, I have changed a lot as a person to where situations like that, bro, I'm like, I don't want to do that no more. It left a bad experience in my system. I don't ever in life want to do that again. So not too long ago, they had emailed me. And they was all like, you've been summoned for jury duty again. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, hold up. So they gave me an option. They was all like, hey, so, just overall, tell us if there's a reason why you can't show up, tell us. And I'm like, bro, I started naming off everything that I had going. Because it's funny how it's like, you could be talking to a person and they can ask you like, oh, what you got going on in your life? And, and you don't really know that answer just yet. Like, man, I don't know. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot right now. When I seen that jury duty thing and they gave me that option I named off everything possible. Cause I'm like, I don't want to go to that. And then they wanted me, cause the first time I went to jury duty, it was like 2 days. So I'm like, all right, cool. This time I think it was going to be like a week or two. And I'm like, no, I do not want to do that. And I'm like, you guys need to, what jury duty needs to be, it needs to be where it's a full-blown job where it's like, okay, it's just like any old normal job. You go fill out an application, they hire you on, because I'm pretty sure there's people out there where it's all like, you get paid to judge a person on whether they're going to be found guilty or not guilty. Yes, I'm pretty sure that there's people out there that are willing to do that job. And, because me personally, it could overall be like a part-time job, whatever the, situation needs to be. But I'm like, just randomly call people and it's all like, bro, do you know what they got going on in their life? It's like you're not even giving them that option to just be all like, hey, do you want to do jury duty? Yes or no? No, because I will 100% say no every single time. You just send them out a letter and it's all like, you've been summoned for jury duty. And I'm like, fam, why? It's crazy, man. It's really insane. Cause I'm like, it's stuff like that where I'm like, bro, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do jury duty ever again in my life. Unless I'm an old man, I literally have nothing to do, and I want to go outside. I want to experience the outside life. Until then, fam, in my younger years, where I can focus on myself, bruh, I'm going to take the time to focus on myself, because jury duty, I'm telling you, I guess to anybody out there that is experiencing jury duty for the first time ever, and who knows, maybe there's other people that have had better experiences than I did, but bro, I'm telling you, it was like, I can vividly remember everything that had happened while I was there. I was on my phone for a good portion of the time, right? And you're sitting in this room waiting for your case to start, and I'm like, bruh, everybody, my thing is this, everybody should have been here, all right? Everybody should have been here, from the judge to the people that were suing each other, from the lawyers to freaking the janitor. I don't care who it needs to be. Everybody should have been there. And it shouldn't have been some stuff where it's like, you got me sitting in there for hours upon hours. I'm trying to think, did I even go out and get me something? I don't even think that first day I went out and got me anything to eat. I'm trying to think, what did I eat that day? Bruh, for all I know, I can still be in that room passed out because I haven't ate nothing. And I'm sitting here recording this podcast episode, and it's just a figment of my imagination. Bro, I would be so, because I was like, when was that? Was that like back in 2017? I think it was back in 2017 or 2018. Bro, I'd be so mad if I was just like, damn, I'm coming to it. I wake up and I'm laid down on that floor, and they're all like, yeah, man, you haven't ate, so you passed out and things. I'm like, how long was I out? And they all like, oh, you was only out for about like 5 minutes and stuff. Oh, no, I've been like, nope, I can't do this. I'm like, if that's the case, if I wake up, right, and I'm back in this jury duty, room and things, I'm leaving. And I'm like, you guys can go ahead and find me in contempt of court, send me to jail. I don't care. But you just know that I don't ever want to do this again in my life. No, it's crazy because, like, especially with those long cases. Like, I mean, I was just only doing 2 days. I'll never forget when, because so there's a while back, I think it was it coming? Yeah, it was on FX. But so because it was it's called American Crime Story, and it's like, it's not a spinoff, but it's like in that same family of American Horror Story. So the people behind that decided to come out with a show called American Crime Story, where it was talking on the events of the O.J. Simpson trial. I never realized how long that trial had went on, but that trial had went on for months, bro. It went on for a long period of time. And what was crazy was because the jurors, they had to like stay in these like motel rooms and stuff. So they couldn't even stay in the comfort of their own home. At least with me, I had to, the privilege of going back to my own home. But no, it was for them, since it was such a high profile case and things, they had to stay in these motel rooms all together. And I'm like, and then they had to like eat at certain times, they had to do things at certain, so it got to a point in that show where one of the jurors, she just snapped, like she couldn't take it anymore. And I'm like, hey lady, more power to you, because most likely I would have done the same thing, or would have excused myself and just been like, look, I'm not medically fit, y'all done had me on this case for months, find me in contempt of court, send me to jail, I'll do my time, but I do not ever want to come back here again. Because I'm like, it's seriously like mentally draining, to do jury duty. You're sitting there, unless you want to go out and do that type of stuff, then okay. But for your average person like me, that, I don't like, you experience it one time, that's the one and only time you need to experience it. But other than that, you don't need to experience it anymore. It's like, to anybody, I mean, it's like, it's one thing you want to go out and do. It's like, if you want to go out and do it, then that's, that's your preference. That's what you want to do. I'm not going to, for those that want to go out and do it, I'm not going to tell you that, it's like, it's the, if that's something that you enjoy doing. Because I'm pretty sure there's people out there where they're all like, well, I love jury duty. Summon me again. I want to go again. If there's people out there that think like that, then I'm like, hey, then that's you. Me, on the other hand, I'm like, I don't ever want to again do that stuff ever again in my life, because I'm like, nah, it's not worth it. I'm like, there's so many different things I would rather do. I'm like, that right there is just, it's not worth it and stuff. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, hey, look, I'm trying to think what else happened with jury duty. Yeah, it just wasn't fun. And I know people are gonna probably be all like, jury duty ain't supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be like look, whatever it's supposed to be, I don't want to experience that again, ever again in life. All right, so yeah, I'm like, I don't care if it's fun or not. I'm like, fun, I guess, yeah, just poor choice of words, but I'm like, it's overall something that I just don't ever want to do. It's funny because I remember after I did jury duty and everybody was like asking me about it and stuff, it was like, it wasn't cool. It wasn't something that, I recommend to others. It's all like, it's funny because it was like, I remember one person that was all like, they wanted to get summoned to, I guess, experience it, was my mom. And after seeing how I was, I'm like, you literally getting stressed out, and it's like, you're not even a part of the case. You're just there as a jury person. Yeah, there was like, after that, she changed her mind. I think there was people at my job where they were asking me about it. They, was all like, yeah, I don't ever want to do jury duty. Yeah, and I'm all like, people, they just lucky and fortunate enough they could go their whole lives and not ever have to do jury duty. But me, they got me one time, but then they tried to have me go again, and I'm like, I don't want to do it again. And I'm all like, you guys need to have that option where it's like, do you want to do jury duty or not? Because I'm like, yeah, it's like, my thing is this. I watch like court shows and stuff. Like I watch Court Cam. I don't watch like other shows where it's, bro, they need to have it, all right? Because I see it's crazy how you see it a lot with, you know, I mean, there's some cases where it's like, you know, they rely on the jury and stuff, but I'm like, it needs to be either have high where you hire on people, and I mean, I guess yeah, that's overall what jury duty is, but I'm like, no, it needs to be like a job type thing where it's like a person they're going there day after day. I'm pretty sure there's all these different cases going on, and it's like you just have it where it's like, because it just seemed like it would be so much like less work rather than you're paying a person, you know, to show up to a courtroom, they pick a case, they stay there on for that case for however long, and it's a everyday thing, and it's like, okay, you know, pick another case, and then it's like, then when the courtroom closes down, then that's when everybody goes home. But it's like, you know, yeah, show up. But I'm like, if it's gonna be on some stuff where it's like you're summoning this person, and it's like, bro, it's no, bro. It's like, I don't want to, because I'm like, my thing is this, how do you even know if the person's like still here in the country or in the state or, you know, wherever and stuff? My thing is this, if I go to a different state, then it's like, you know, they're gonna go and have like a person come all the way out, and they're like, oh yeah, like I because that's how I see it, where it's like, okay, let's say it's on some stuff, right? Where it's like, you know, you know, I'm just randomly scrolling through the internet. I meet the love of my life. She lives in New York. I'm on my romantic stuff. I go to New York to, you know, to go track her down, find her. She has this big old fancy nice place out there. So I'm chilling and crashing the place with her. And then at some point in time, I get a letter back in Washington talking about you've been summoned for a jury duty. I'm out here in New York. I don't know. It's like, I guess, yeah, the mail will get, you know, sent to me, but it's like, fam, I'm not going to, however much, how much does a ticket to New York cost? Like, hold on, let me see something real quick. Washington to New York, plane ticket. Okay, so from Seattle, 53 non-stop flights per day. One-stop flights available. One stop. What does that even mean? What is? I have never. See, that's how you know I've never have bought a plane ticket. They talking about Washington D.C. I'm like, cheapest flight. Oh dang! So if you like in Washington D.C. I'm out here in Washington State, so they're like from Seattle it'd be $281. Then from Spokane, $428. Pasco, $791. So I guess Seattle and stuff would be the SeaTac airport, but yeah, it's all like, okay, I do that, and then all right, let's think of some other stuff, and all right, so I use that. I use all my money, to freaking, I could go out and get me a job. And then it's like, but I'm not trying to do that where it's like I fly back out, here to Washington for whatever reason. And it's all like, fam, I think they should, no, they most likely have like a thing where I was like, okay, well, you live in New York, so we're going to excuse you from this case and things. Cause I'm like, a person ain't going to be traveling back and forth. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to travel all the way back to Washington to be a juror for some case. I'm not doing that. I'm like, you guys just gonna have to go ahead and find me in contempt because I know I'm like that will not have. I'll pay a fine, do the time, whatever. But it's all like I just no. I live in a completely different. You're expecting people. It's all like that don't make no sense. You go through all those states and there are people out there in Washington State, and you very well could have asked them, but you're gonna go and have somebody force them to come from a different state. No, that's crazy. I'd be like, nope, ain't happening. I'm all like, y'all gonna have to do something about that because I'm like, there's all those. How many people are in Washington? Hold on for a second. Let me see real quick. How many people are in Washington State? 7. So they said there's 7.7 million people in Washington State. You mean to tell me that there are 7.7 million people in Washington State, but what is that even? 7.7? I don't even get how that number even came. Okay, we're gonna round it up. So there's almost 8 million people in Washington State, and you mean to tell me you're gonna find one person that's from this state, but he no longer lives in this state, to come back to that state to do jury duty? I'm like, yeah, you guys got something going on, and I'm like, I don't want to be a part of that. So anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and listening. If viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you are purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.